Hey, what's going on? Welcome to another picture-in-picture commentary of the history of comics on film. This is Derek Crabb. Actually I realized I overlooked doing commentaries for my point .5 episodes. And basically just going into those, it was Tex Granger, the piece here, and King of the Congo. These were both movie serials that I didn't know about when I first started the project. I probably mentioned this in other commentaries before, but when I first started the project, I made a big list and I was compiling a bunch of different pieces and things that I knew that were related to comic books, and then I did more and more research and discovered new and interesting things along the way, things that I didn't realize were originally comic books or just things that I didn't realize had been made, whether they were unaired pilots or, different TV series or movies or what have you. So Tex Granger and King of the Congo were brought to my attention by a friend of mine from, I guess, the interwebs, you'd call it, or whatever. But there was a guy named Frankie, and so thanks to him, I remember we both had the same affinity for watching and collecting, all the different kinds of, film, animation, TV type things related to comic books. And so I, was going through and then showing him, some of my work and some of the projects I had done. And he just kind of, briefly mentioned, he's kind of said, oh, hey, you forgot a couple. And I said, really? And I said, you know what I'm doing, right? You know that I'm not trying to focus on comic strips. I'm not trying to do Garfield or Charlie Brown or, even, a lot of the characters that were in Archie TV funnies. I didn't specifically set out to cover, things like Dick Tracy and stuff like that. And so he said, no, these were comic books first. And so I did research on the two he brought up and mentioned to me, which were Tex Ranger and King of the Congo. And I went, oh yeah, he's right, they are. And he was very kind of kind. He's all, nobody will notice that you missed those two. Like, nobody knows what they are. But I really wanted this to be, as complete as I could. And I always kind of had it in the back of my head, if I ever found that Life with Archie pilot, that I would do a 16.5 episode or something, just stick it in between. And so, since I was thinking of doing that, if I ever found the Life with Archie pilot, I simply went back and sort of stuck them in between. And so Tex Granger was put as 9.5, and I think King of the Congo was 12.5. And so anyhow, I did some research on Tex Granger, and basically watched the serial, which was okay. I mean, it was pretty cool. It was interesting because I was expecting it to be more of a cowboy piece based on, the couple comic books that I read about Tex Granger. And what ended up happening was it was more of a sort of masked hero, adventurer, superhero thing in the movie serial, because he was running around in the serial, like right here, like... So he's actually like running around in a disguise and stuff like that, which is kind of funny because he didn't do that at all in the comic books, but it's very, superhero-like, I guess, when it went to film. And so yeah, here I was messing around by this point. I had Photoshop and Paint and was just goofing around, but it was kind of fun to go back and do a movie serial in Photoshop or in Premiere, but using tools like Photoshop and things like that. And so I'm definitely more happy with the audio levels and editing in this piece than I guess I would be in looking back at other movie serials that I did before, where I'd kind of go, oh, that cut isn't as smooth as it could have been, or oh, it would have been cool if I could have, done this and that with Photoshop or Paint. But here it's, I was able to finish those in time for when I started putting them on. I posted them on Earth's Mightiest. So I sort of made a timetable for myself so that by the time I got to number 9, I had already finished editing 9.5 to post there the following week, and also 12.5 as well when that came up. And then, of course, I love this dog because this dog was friggin' awesome. The dog was probably the best part about the whole serial. He was like, how people like the dog in Independence Day, or, excuse me. But yeah, so, yeah, he fakes it. I like that. So, anyway, that was my favorite thing. So, yeah, I was like, he's a dead Ewok, that's faking the death roll or whatever. So. But yeah, I was happy that this is part of the reason, I guess, why I did this project, or the fun of this project is, this was something I learned about. It wasn't something I had ever seen before, and it wasn't something I had ever really read in the comics before. So it was neat to watch and fun to research about the old comic books. And of course, you can tell here that it's something I edited later, because I did what I call the Dragon Ball Z end credits with some pictures there, and I thought the way they were singing the song was kind of cute in the movie serial, so I figured I'd just put that in there for the end credits. So anyway, hope you enjoyed watching this, and keep watching. Thanks a lot. Bye. Yeah. Of course, that guy. We had so many arguments about that Ewok. Anyway, peace out.